Welcome back to the Harvest to Table video channel, where we help you grow your own fresh produce at home. If you've dreamed of growing your own delicious eggplants in your garden, you're in the right place. From tiny seeds to a bountiful harvest, we'll guide you step by step with easy tips to help you grow juicy, flavorful eggplants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this guide has everything you need to know. Ready to grow? Let's dive in. Eggplants are a warm season fruiting crop belonging to the same botanical family as tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes. Eggplants originated in South and Southeast Asia, with India being their primary center of domestication. Eggplants thrive in warm climates and should be grown in full sun after the danger of frost has passed. Eggplants grow best when soil temperatures consistently exceed 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Eggplants are a summer crop. Choosing an eggplant variety to grow. To begin growing eggplants, you'll first want to select one or more varieties to grow. There are many eggplant varieties to choose from. Let's take a look at 4 of the most popular eggplant varieties for home gardens. First up is Black Beauty. This classic variety is appreciated for its large, deep purple fruits with a glossy finish. It's widely known for its rich flavor and is perfect for grilling, frying, or baking. Black Beauty is also relatively easy to grow and comes to harvest about 70 to 80 days after transplanting in the garden. A quick note here about the days to harvest, noted on eggplant seed packets. Days to harvest on eggplant seed packets are days from transplanting seedlings in the garden. Eggplant seedlings are commonly large enough to go in the garden about 6 to 8 weeks after seed sowing. When we say Black Beauty is ready for harvest in about 80 days, that does not count the 6 to 8 weeks, or 50+ days, the plant needed to reach transplant size. Keep these extra days in mind when planning your growing season and garden. The next variety is Fairy Tale. This is a compact, decorative, and very productive variety. Fairy Tale eggplants produce small, lavender-colored fruits with white streaks. They are perfect for smaller gardens and containers. It is known for its mild flavor. Fairy Tale typically matures about 55 to 65 days after being transplanted into the garden. The next variety is Rosa Bianca. It is an Italian heirloom with plump fruits in soft shades of lavender and white. The creamy flesh has a delicate, mild flavor with minimal bitterness. It is a stunning variety for those who enjoy gourmet cooking or want a visually striking plant in their garden. It's ready for harvest about 70 to 85 days after transplanting in the garden. Millionaire Eggplant is a slender, Japanese variety prized for its tender, nearly seedless flesh. Its flavor is rich and sweet. It grows 8 to 10 inches long, making it perfect for grilling, stir-frying, or roasting. It is ready for harvest in just 55 to 60 days from transplanting in the garden. Other varieties for home gardens include Ichiban, a popular Japanese variety, Ping Tung Long, a Taiwanese heirloom variety, Casper, a small white eggplant, and Patio Baby, a compact dwarf variety perfect for containers. Starting eggplant seeds indoors. Eggplant seeds should be started indoors because they require warm, stable temperatures of 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit for germination, which may not be achievable outdoors early in the season. Eggplants typically take 100 to 150 days from seed sowing to harvest. This includes about 8 weeks of indoor seedling growth before transplanting. Begin seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before your last expected frost. Use seed-starting trays or pots filled with a nutrient-rich, well-draining seed-starting mix. Sow 2 to 3 seeds per pot, about a 1/4 inch deep. Cover the seeds with a thin layer of soil and then water lightly to keep the soil moist but not soggy. Place the trays in a warm spot with bright indirect sunlight or under fluorescent or LED grow lights. Eggplants need 12 to 14 hours of light per day. A heat mat is highly recommended to maintain the soil temperature at 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Consistent warmth is crucial for successful germination. Keep the soil consistently moist, watering gently when the top layer feels dry. Seedlings commonly emerge in about 7 to 14 days. Thin out weaker seedlings by clipping them off at soil level. Leave the strongest seedlings to grow on. Potting up eggplants. Eggplants should be potted up when seedlings have developed their first set of true leaves, usually 2 to 3 weeks after germination. Pot up or move seedlings to a container half again as large as the original pot. To pot up, carefully remove the seedling from its current container without disturbing the roots and transplant it into a larger pot filled with a nutrient-rich, well-draining potting mix. Plant the seedling at the same depth as it was in the smaller container, water it thoroughly, and place it in a warm, bright location to encourage continued growth. Transplanting eggplants outdoors. Transplant eggplants into the garden once plants are 6 to 8 inches tall and have at least 2 to 3 sets of true leaves, and, importantly, the outdoor temperatures are right. Transplant eggplants into the garden when the soil is at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit and ideally 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Daytime air temperatures should be consistently above 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and nighttime temperatures no lower than 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Eggplants are highly sensitive to cold. If you move eggplants outdoors in cooler conditions, protect them with a heavy row cover or plastic tunnel. Eggplant seedlings should be hardened off about 1 to 2 weeks before transplanting outdoors. To harden them off, gradually introduce the seedlings to outdoor conditions by placing them in a shaded, sheltered area for a few hours each day, gradually increasing their time outside and exposure to sunlight, wind, and cooler temperatures. Plant eggplants in a sunny garden bed with fertile, well-draining soil. Space plants 18 to 24 inches apart, allowing room for growth. Dig a hole slightly larger than the seedling's root ball and gently remove the seedling from its pot, being careful not to disturb the roots. Place the seedling in the hole so that it sits at the same depth as it was in the pot, then backfill with soil, pressing it gently around the base of the plant to remove air pockets. Water thoroughly at the base of the plant. Add mulch around the plant to retain soil moisture and suppress weeds. For added support, consider installing stakes or cages at the time of planting to keep the plants upright as they grow. Caring for eggplants. Eggplants in the garden require consistent watering to keep the soil evenly moist. Water deeply, preferably in the morning, to encourage strong root development. Avoid overhead watering to minimize the risk of fungal diseases. Fertilize eggplants regularly using a balanced, water-soluble organic fertilizer or aged compost every 2 to 3 weeks throughout the growing season. An organic fertilizer with a 10-10-10 formula will help establish the plants. Once they begin to flower and fruit, you can switch to a fertilizer higher in potassium and phosphorus, such as 5-10-10, to encourage healthy fruit development. Eggplants often benefit from support, especially as they grow larger and begin to produce fruit. Staking or using cages helps keep the plants upright, prevents the branches from breaking under the weight of the fruit, and ensures good air circulation around the plant. Pest and disease management. Eggplants are susceptible to various pests and diseases that can affect their growth and yield. Common pests include aphids, flea beetles, and spider mites, which can damage the leaves, stems, and fruit by sucking sap or causing physical harm. To manage these pests, use organic insecticides like neem oil, insecticidal soap, or natural predators such as ladybugs and lacewings. As for diseases, eggplants can suffer from fungal infections like powdery mildew, early blight, or verticillium wilt, which often thrive in humid conditions. To prevent fungal diseases, practice crop rotation, remove infected plant material, and ensure good air circulation around the plants. Regularly inspect plants for signs of pest damage or disease, and take prompt action to keep your eggplants healthy. Harvesting eggplants. Harvest eggplants when they reach their full size, are firm to the touch, and have a glossy, vibrant color, which varies depending on the variety. Gently press the skin with your fingernail. If it leaves an indentation, the eggplant is ripe. To harvest, use a sharp knife or pruning shears to cut the fruit from the plant, leaving about 1 to 2 inches of stem attached. It's best to harvest in the morning when the fruits are freshest and the weather is cool. If the eggplant has become overripe and the skin is dull or wrinkled, it may have a bitter taste and should be avoided. Harvesting eggplants as they ripen will encourage more fruit production throughout the growing season. Storing eggplants. Eggplants are best eaten shortly after harvest, as they are highly perishable and can lose their flavor and texture over time. However, if you need to store them, keep them in a cool, dry place with good ventilation, ideally at about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. They will keep for about 4 to 7 days. Avoid refrigerating them unless absolutely necessary, as cold temperatures can cause the flesh to become spongy and the skin to darken. Preparing eggplants. Eggplant is a versatile vegetable that can be prepared in delicious ways. For a smoky flavor, grill thick slices of eggplant brushed with olive oil, garlic, and your favorite herbs. For a comforting classic, make eggplant parmesan by layering breaded and fried eggplant slices with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese, then baking until golden and bubbly. If you're craving a rich dip, roast whole eggplants until soft, then blend the flesh with tahini, lemon juice, garlic, and olive oil to create a creamy baba ganoush. And there you have it. Eggplants from seed to serving. By following these tips, you can successfully grow eggplants in your garden. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. To see our complete eggplant growing guide, go to harvesttotable.com and enter Grow Eggplants in the search bar or click the link in the notes. We'd love to hear about your eggplant growing journey. Please leave a comment below, and please hit the share button to pass these tips on to a friend. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy gardening. See you in the next video.